Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Dean Huijsen responds to Liverpool transfer rumours ahead of potential summer move. Dean Huijsen's future, why Liverpool's interest makes perfect sense. In a Premier League season that has delivered its fair share of surprises, Dean Huijsen's rapid ascent at Bournemouth has been one of the standout narratives. Arriving from Juventus for a modest £15 million in 2024, the Spanish international has been nothing short of a revelation under Andoni Iraola. Now, with Europe's elite circling and a £50 million release clause reportedly in play, it seems inevitable that Huijsen's name will dominate this summer's transfer headlines. The 20-year-old has made a habit of shining on the biggest stages, scoring headed goals at the Emirates, Old Trafford, and the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. These aren't just stats, they're statements. Statements of composure, presence and, perhaps most crucially, the mentality to step up when it matters. Speaking to AS, Huijsen addressed the mounting speculation surrounding his future. "I don't think about it much. Every day I go to training, to play in the games, and I'm happy. I'm having a good time and I'm not thinking about that. You are the ones to judge that." He added, "I'm not thinking about that, I'm focused on Bournemouth. We're having a very good season. We've already broken the points record and we want to get as many points as possible this season." While these statements may sound like textbook professionalism, they also reflect a young player grounded in the present, perhaps to his credit, or possibly a tactic while discussions unfold behind the scenes, why Liverpool are watching closely. With Ibrahima Konaté's contract set to expire in 2026 and no significant progress reported on a renewal, Liverpool have every reason to explore contingency options. Add to that Joe Gomez's long-standing injury history and the need for fresh legs in central defence becomes all the more obvious. Huijsen offers something different, an aerial threat from set pieces, calmness in possession, and proven adaptability to Premier League intensity. For Arne Slot, fresh off securing Liverpool's first Premier League title since 2020, such a profile could be invaluable as the club aims to consolidate its dominance. Moreover, Liverpool's early talks with Huijsen's representatives suggest genuine intent. They won't be alone, though. Chelsea are reportedly moving fast, hoping to finalise a deal by June to ensure Huijsen's inclusion for the Club World Cup. Their willingness to meet the release clause could accelerate matters quickly. Bournemouth's dilemma, keep or cash in? While Bournemouth will naturally be reluctant to lose their defensive linchpin, the economics of football are what they are. A £50 million release clause represents a significant profit on a player they've developed astutely, and the funds could be reinvested smartly. Still, the loss of Huijsen would undeniably sting, especially after a historic season that's seen the Cherries break their Premier League points record. The prospect of Europe, however faint, now looms, and Huijsen's influence in that journey has been vital. Calm amid the storm. What sets Huijsen apart in this transfer saga isn't just his talent or statistical output, but his demeanour. In his own words, he remains firmly focused on Bournemouth, showing the kind of maturity many clubs crave in their dressing room. As reported, Huijsen said, "I'm not thinking about that, I'm focused on Bournemouth. We're having a very good season." It's precisely this level-headedness, coupled with high-level performances, that makes him such an attractive proposition for top clubs. Whether his next step is Anfield, Stamford Bridge or somewhere else entirely, he's ready. Our view, Anfield Index analysis. From a Liverpool perspective, Dean Huijsen ticks almost every box. Aerially dominant, composed on the ball, and already Premier League tested, he represents the kind of strategic signing Arne Slot could mold into a world-class presence. There's also a sense of continuity here. With Konaté's future uncertain and Joel Matip having departed, Huijsen could slot seamlessly into a defensive line anchored by Virgil van Dijk and Andrew Robertson. His ability to score from set pieces offers an additional layer to Liverpool's attack, something that proved vital in tight games during their title-winning campaign. The competition from Chelsea is real, but Liverpool fans should feel reassured by early movement in the background. Slot's proven ability to integrate young talent, a hallmark of his Feyenoord tenure, suggests Huijsen would be given the right environment to flourish. If Liverpool are serious about staying at the top under Slot, signings like Huijsen are not just desirable, they're necessary. And at 20 years old, he's the kind of investment that could pay dividends for the next decade. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is Liverpool handed new Huijsen Isak transfer alternative after failed approach. Liverpool could sign a new forward this summer, with both Darwin Núñez and Diogo Jota's futures uncertain. Liverpool icon Robbie Fowler has urged his former club to make a play for Aston Villa and England striker Ollie Watkins this summer, insisting he is a more viable alternative to Huijsen Isak. The Reds are likely to be in the hunt for a new number 9 this summer after neither Diogo Jota nor Darwin Núñez have been able to establish themselves as Arne Slot's talisman at Anfield. Portugal international Jota has managed just 6 goals in the Premier League after a campaign heavily disrupted by injuries. Núñez, on the other hand, has, despite being fit, found himself largely out of favour under Slot and was criticised for his work ethic and application in the 2-1 win over Wolverhampton Wanderers in February. As a result of both forwards' difficulties at Anfield this term, Fowler, who scored 183 goals in 369 appearances across 2 spells with the Reds, is backing Slot to overhaul his forward department this summer. When asked about Liverpool's transfer plans for the upcoming window, Fowler told the paper, "It's a difficult one because as a supporter, you want them to sign every player under the sun. If you're not signing players, you risk potentially going backwards. Maybe Darwin Núñez will be a name on a few teams' lists because he hasn't played the amount of games he'd want to, so you assume Liverpool will try to bring a number 9. The problem is clubs know that they are potentially on the lookout for a number 9, so the prices will become silly. If you look at Huijsen Isak, he's going to be £100 million plus easily. He's a wonderful player, but Liverpool may not want to pay that, and they'll look around. You could look at Ollie Watkins. He doesn't really fit the model in terms of what Liverpool want, given his age, 29 years old, but I'd go and get him for a couple of years because he's a tremendous player and established and experienced in the Premier League. After firing Aston Villa to the Champions League qualification last season, Watkins has endured a mixed season at Villa Park this time around and spent the first half of the campaign jostling with Johan Duran for a starting berth. But even after the Colombian international swapped the West Midlands for the Middle East when he signed for Al Nassr, Watkins has been unable to retain his position in the starting 11 and last month was benched for both of the Champions League quarter-final matches against Paris Saint-Germain. In January, Watkins nearly followed Duran out of the Villa Park exit door as Arsenal made an 11th-hour approach for the England international. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is after Trent Alexander-Arnold exit, Arne Slot may have to undo one of Jurgen Klopp's greatest moves. When many thought the Liverpool manager needed to buy a right back, he chose not to. But that was because Jurgen Klopp was prepared to be patient, as he knew that a teenage Trent Alexander-Arnold was coming through. Klopp didn't want to block his path to the team. For Arne Slot, too, an early decision in the transfer market revolves around the right-back position and Alexander-Arnold. For him, the question is very different. The news his vice-captain delivered in spring, that he wanted a new challenge and would leave in the summer, might have come with a sizable dent to Slot's summer budget. Certainly, it requires some planning. One initial difficulty, even for a club with Liverpool's fine record in recruitment, is Alexander-Arnold's uniqueness. Liverpool have used statistics to profile players, but even the naked eye should tell them there is no right back quite like the boy from West Derby. The new Premier League champions could be both blessed and challenged when it comes to the succession plan, blessed because, in Connor Bradley, they possess an endearing understudy, a rising talent seemingly benefiting from a big-match temperament, a player who showed a buccaneering brilliance as he was rampant against Real Madrid this season and Chelsea last. And yet Bradley is a veteran of just 14 Premier League starts and 3 in the Champions League, the last a troubled outing against PSV Eindhoven. It would be a statement of faith to make him the first choice, even if, at 21, he is older than Alexander-Arnold was when he won the Champions League. So Liverpool's first decision may be which of 3 categories of right-backs they target. An automatic choice, a backup to Bradley, or a player who comes in on a par with the Northern Irishman, starting a contest for the vacancy Alexander-Arnold has left. If Liverpool look to replace one of the best right-backs in the world with another, some, such as Achraf Hakimi, Jurrien Timber, Jules Kounde and Joshua Kimmich, may logically feel out of reach. Ignore the injury-prone and the 30-somethings, and it might leave Jeremy Frimpong as the prime candidate. For a Dutch manager and a sporting director, in Richard Hughes, with a distinct Italian influence, it would be intriguing if Denzel Dumfries became a contender. If Liverpool look for a second choice, the out-of-contract Kyle Walker-Peters could have some appeal. Fulham's Kenny Tete, Wolves' Nelson Semedo and Brighton's Tariq Lamptey are other Premier League right-backs who, as things stand, could be available on free transfers in the summer. A pedigree in the division may be reassuring. If Liverpool were to target the up-and-coming and look abroad, it would mean they would have 2 inexperienced options. Meanwhile, the profile of full-backs they have pursued and picked in recent years suggests attacking excellence would be required. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.